morning students, welcome back to learning about the lesson diversity of living organisms, and we are discussing about the classification of animals. With regards of this topic, we have discussed already the classification. We are discussing about the classification of invertebrates. With regards of this invertebrates topic, we already discussed about the phylum Porifera, phylum Coelenterata, phylum Platyhelminthes, phylum Aschelminthes, and phylum Annelida. Today we are going to discuss about the another three phyla that are remain. Those are Arthropoda, Mollusca, and Echinodermata. These we are going to discuss today. Okay, and before that, I want to give a small correction. With the overlook. I have given the examples for the Aschelminthes. I gave that Ascaris lumbricoides, Wuchereria malai. Okay, understood? No? Oh, that is correct only. And examples for the Platyhelminthes. I want to give the example for the Platyhelminthes, that is planaria, liver fluke instead of leech, liver fluke instead of leech, liver fluke is the one more example, and also tapeworm. So the examples for the Platyhelminthes is planaria, liver fluke, and tapeworm. Okay, and the examples for the Annelida, as I gave you some wrong, I felt that one, and that examples only, the remaining total lesson is same, but only the examples. Annelida examples are earthworms. I think newts I gave you, that is not newts, and that is nereis. So please get it corrected. That is not newts, that is nereis. Earthworms, nereis, and leeches. These three will come from the category of Annelida phylum, and planaria, liver fluke, as well as the tapeworm. These three comes under the category of Platyhelminthes. This is only small correction. Sorry for the giving such an inconvenience for you, and please correct this information once again and write in your book this correct information. Okay, thank you. Now we'll go to the learning of the other three other three phyla to discuss about that. Okay, let me write. Phylum Arthropoda, phylum Mollusca, phylum Echinodermata, these are the three: phylum Arthropoda, phylum Mollusca, and phylum Echinodermata. These are the three, the remaining phyla we are going to discuss. Okay, so phylum Arthropoda. When learning about the phylum Arthropoda, and already I told you that these all the words which are learning here, those are all taken from the Greek language or Latin language. Okay, so here when you take the phylum Arthropoda, arthro and poda, if you divide the word into two parts, arthro means jointed. Poda means legs. So the animals which are having the jointed legs all comes under the category of this arthropoda phyla. Okay, so say examples for cockroach as well as ants, butterflies, centipedes, millipedes. These all comes under the category of arthropoda. Observe that for example, if you take the cockroach, take the cockroach, it will be having the eye, mouth, wings, body, appendages, and these have the segmented body structure. Segmented body structure might be finding like this. This is the cockroach structure you can find, and these have the jointed legs. When you talk about the legs, legs are jointed like this. Okay, the legs are jointed in this way. Joints, you can find the joints here. These are the joints. Jointed legs. Not only these cockroaches, ants, scorpions, millipedes, centipedes, as well as prawns, butterflies, mosquitoes, flies, as well as grasshoppers. These are all comes under the category of arthropoda. Some of the organisms of this phylum are having a separate head, neck, and body trunk. But a few of them, like cockroach, the head as well as the body trunk will be jointed together. There won't be any neck for this. This type of animals are called as cephalothorax. Cephalothorax animals. These are all called as cephalothorax animals. The animals which are joining their head with the body trunk. There is no neck, presence of neck or thorax. So these type of animals are called as cephalothorax animals. There are the few of them are will be presented there. One example is cockroach, scorpion is also same example, and centipede, millipede, these all comes under the category. Even the prawns, these all comes under the category of cephalothorax. Okay, their body is not divided into head, neck, and body trunk, because head and body trunk are joined together. And these animals are having the one strong layer, protective cover will be presented on the body, that is called as chitinous layer. And it's very much stronger and protective layer for these animals. Okay, these will be moving by the legs, jointed legs. Maybe the organisms may be having the one pair of jointed legs, or 2 pairs, 3 pairs, even 4 pairs of jointed legs, and sometimes many of the jointed legs, like in the centipede as well as the millipede. Centipede, what we say that in Kannada, Jerry, they will say that in Kannada. Okay, so that is the centipede. Millipede, in the rainy season, you might be seeing that black color worms, worm-like structures will be coming to our houses, black color. Those are all called as millipedes. Their legs are very much smaller, so the name is millipedes. Okay, so those are many legs will be presented for them. Okay, and there are 1 pair of legs, 2 pairs of legs, 3 pairs of legs, and 4 pairs of legs. Even more than that, many pairs of legs also presented for these organisms. Okay, and reproduction is sexual reproduction, and internal fertilization will be taking place. Internal fertilization will be taking place, and the eggs are developed. The fertilized after the fertilization, the eggs are developed in a box-like structure called as ootica. The box-like structure is called as ootica, and in that eggs are developed into babies are born. Okay, and the baby cockroach is called as nymph, baby mosquito is called as rizzler, and baby housefly is called as maggot, and baby butterfly is called as caterpillar. These are very important points you have to remember. Okay, understand. And come to the next one is phylum mollusca. You might see number of organisms are presented in this octopus, snail, phyla, phyla domestica. These are the best examples for mollusca phyla. These are the specialty of these organisms are most of the organisms are having the calcareous very strongest protective cover shell, and that is called as mantle is presented. Most of the organisms are having the mantle calcareous protective layer, that is called as shell, and that is name is mantle, except in octopus. In octopus this mantle is completely absent. Okay, octopus is a name is given that it has the 8 structures are presented there. The 8 pads are presented. What we say that as hands like structures, or simply you can say tentacles like structures, and these are because of 8, and that is called as octopus. Okay, and if you take the snail, there are some of them are freshwater organisms and some of them are marine water. Some can live both in the marine water as well as in the fresh water. And in this muscular tube-like structure will be presented there. This is called as a foot, on which they will be moving from one place to another place. Only the outside appearing in the body parts are muscular tube-like structure, muscular foot, head, and the antenna. Only these parts are appear outside. The remaining all the body organs are presented in the mantle. The total metabolic activities will be going on in the mantle of these organisms. Okay, and these also sexual reproduction will be taking place. Well developed digestive system is presented there. Respiration through water it will be taking place. Okay, and these sexual reproduction will be taking place, and external fertilization will be taking place here. External fertilization will be taking place. examples for this octopus, snail as well as the phyla globosa. Okay, and come to the next one is phylum Echinodermata. Phylum Echinodermata. Echino means spikes. Echino means spikes. Dermata means skin. So the animals which are having the spikes on the skin, spiny skinned animals, are called as the echinodermates. Starfish, brittle star, sea orchid, sea pencil, sea pen, sea cucumber. These are all the best examples for echinodermata. Okay, and this is the first phylum in the invertebrates which is developing the water vascular system. Water vascular system. What is the meaning of this water vascular system? These in the body they have the tube-like structures are connected to the each every body part, and through which water will be supplied to the one body part to another body part. Like in the plants, xylem and phloem we have discussed in the previous lesson. Xylem carry the water from the root system to the shoot system. Phloem carry the food from the leaf system to all the body parts. These are all tube-like structures which carry the materials from one body part to another body part. That's why xylem and phloem together called as the vascular bundles in the plants. In the same way, here also that water vascular system has been developed in the echinodermate. This is the one of the most important development of evolutionary theory that continued for the generations together. Okay, and these are most of them are sedentary, means they cannot move from one place to another place. But in some cases, starfish, they can move from one place to another place by using the tube feet. It is the locomotory organ for the echinodermates, tube feet. Muscular foot for the these molluscans, jointed legs for the arthropods. So tube feet is the locomotory organ for this echinodermates. Internal fertilization will be taking place, and the sexes are different completely. Sexual dimorphism they will show, and sexual reproduction will be taking place here, and also asexual reproduction also will be taking place here. They show the regeneration process here. What is the meaning of regeneration? It's a process in which the organisms get again their body parts which are lost. That is called as regeneration. Suppose if you take the starfish if you take it, if it is loses this one arm, and within minutes it will be gaining the new arm. The organism won't die, but it will regain the last part. Okay, that is the specialized character. You can see that this type of character in the lizards, ball lizards also. If they lose their total tail of that organisms, and again after 10 days you find the small tail will be growing for only the part where the head is presented there, that can grow again the tail, but the tail portion cannot grow into the total organism. Suppose here also same thing. Suppose this starfish is losing this arm like this, and this starfish will gain the new arm like this, but this arm cannot become the starfish once again. That is the major thing. Okay, examples for this echinodermata, what are they? Starfish, brittle star, sea orchid, sea cucumber, sea pencil, sea pen. These are the best examples for this echinodermates. Spiny skinned animals. Okay, and this is about the classification of invertebrates. In the next class, we are going to discuss about the classification of vertebrates. Okay, thank you very much.